Let's season recap because you all, the Fever, have had a season, dealt with a lot of injuries, roster shakeups, more than probably anyone.
Yep.
But you still managed to shock a lot of people, pushing Game 5 in the semis. You've been saying it all season about your resiliency. So what was the message post game? What were your thoughts like? I mean,
Yeah.
44 games into the playoffs, all that hard work. It sucks to end, but you gotta be proud of your group.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we really said, is that we're just so proud. Like, this season has been, just like you said, so many shakeups, so many different lineups, so many changes. But honestly, we also shouted out everyone that kind of came in when they did, because it's hard to come in like mid-season the way everyone did at the end um and hoop the way that they did. And so we were emotional, but it was a lot of gratitude. Like, this season could have went completely in a whole different direction. After C, after Ari, after Sid, after Soph, it's like this could have went downhill so fast, but it didn't. And so we had a lot to be thankful for. We had a lot to be grateful for. And that's kind of just how the locker room was feeling. Everyone was emotional, but it wasn't out of space of like, dang, like, what was that? It was like, wow, we really, no one, everyone counted us out. We know that. No one even believed we would make it this far. And so now for next year, it's like you have a taste of it now. It's like, we got to get the real thing.
Kaylin Clark was in and out of the lineup, only played 13 games. Dewana Bonner abruptly left the team in June. Outside of Kaylin Clark, 4 other players sustained season-ending injuries, which you alluded to, between July and August. Damaris Dantas, who is a big presence for you on the inside that can stretch the floor. I know she won some championships with Minnesota that I was on the other end of. She was unavailable for the playoffs because of concussion protocol. The Fever had 4 players on hardship contracts, all of whom joined between August and September. So you all did this with a group that really didn't know each other, but I think it's the mentality that allowed you all to push forward. What do you think you learned about yourself during the season?
Ooh, I think this was such a big year of mental growth for me, that I know that's something that I've been like battling with, just being mentally tough. And I feel like I learned that I can really take on a lot more than I've been letting myself do, in a sense of like, you don't just break after the first or the second. Like, there's so much more that you can honestly withstand. And that was something that I learned, because I feel like during the season, like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting my teammates involved. And it's like, okay, well, you got to make sure that you're involved, and then you need to make sure you're finishing. And then when I wasn't finishing, I'm like, what is happening? But it's because my mind is everywhere. But honestly, it was such a great year of growth for me that I feel like this is exactly what I needed to be able to just take it to the next level.
Well, you took it to the next level this year, and you averaged 15 points, 8.2 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and was named as an all-star for the 3rd consecutive season, making a strong case for all WNBA team, first or second team. I do want to say this. I read a stat yesterday. It was talking about centers that have the highest percentage of offense that they've assisted on. And I believe that your percentage is 18.7% of the offense is assisted by you from the center position. There were others that were in that category. I want to believe that it was yourself, Asia,
JJ was on there.
JJ. There were other players, but the ball has been in your hands a great deal. And I'll be honest, I didn't know if you all were going to push the Aces to 5 games. But what I did know was watching you all against Atlanta. I did pick you all against Atlanta, just FYI, and the Corgi. But I will say that sometimes being without allows other players to show what they're capable of the next year and having more. And I think you made a strong case to Stephanie White of having the ball in your hands in dribble handoffs at the top of the key, where you're making decisions and you're able to hit back cuts and you're able to hit guards on the outside. And so I think that's going to actually add to your offense in the future, because when you start adding healthy players back, we're
going to be on a roll.
Yep.
We're going to be on a roll.
Yep. You're going to be on a roll. And we're going to get in that gym this offseason for
sure.
We are. We've been talking about it. We need to be about it.
No, seriously.
I'm going to get you. They going to know that you in the gym with CP when you do the little over the head fake. When you come back next year in 2026 and you fake over the head, they're going to be like, she was in the gym with Candace. All right, well, all eyes are turned towards 2026 and the players who will make up that team. The Fever only have 3 players under contract for next season. Yourself, Caitlin Clark, and Michaela Timpson. Your free agents are Kelsey Mitchell, Natasha Howard, Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, Dantis, Sydney Colson, Turner, McDonald, Odyssey Sims, Chloe Bibby. Obviously, a lot of these are strategic because of the CBA and the expiring CBA and people wanting to capitalize on the contracts that are expected to rise. This is expected to be one of the most pivotal off seasons in WNBA history. And along with negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement that expires October 31st, there's 2 new teams in Toronto and Portland that will join the league, and you'll have to hold an expansion draft. I believe that both teams picking will leave less players on the roster from what I can imagine. So figuring out which players that you're going to protect with while only having 3 under contract, it's wild. So this is going to be an exciting offseason to pay attention to.
It's going to be very interesting. I think, obviously, I'm super excited for the 2 new teams that we have coming in, though. It's going to be a great opportunity.